Alicia Powe, reporting with WorldNetDaily, and we are in New York City at a anti-Trump protest. We see lots of folks holding signs that say "People for a Free Press." We're gonna go ask them why they're here today and find out what they're so angry about. What are you guys protesting today?
We want the truth to matter. So that's why we're here. There are a lot of fake news reports, and so we want the truth. We want the truth. We want freedom of the press. We want the truth to matter.
What fake news reports?
Well, just a lot of the things going on in the news you hear, some of them are fake news. And so we're here today because we want the truth. We want the truth to come out. We want the truth, not alternative facts.
I'm here to fight for free press for the First Amendment.
So why do you feel the need to do that now? Is Trump infringing on free press?
Well, once Sean Spicer has kicked out the New York Times and allowed agencies like Breitbart to take over the press room, I think that is infringing on our First Amendment rights.
Why are you here today?
Well, the Statue of Liberty and everything she stands for has been threatened continually in the new administration, so I came off my pedestal. I consider myself the mobile app of the Statue of Liberty, and I'm here to support American values.
What do you think about that? What everyone's chanting that there's no real news?
Well, I think that the Trump White House is one of the biggest fiction writing enterprises outside of Hollywood. In fact, he has a Hollywood director as the chairman of his team. So I think he has no sense of the truth. He'll say whatever comes into his mind. And he has so many lies that they've lost count.
Why are you here today?
Promote free press and fight back against what I personally think is slowly starting to turn into state-sponsored propaganda by, ultra-conservative news outlets like Breitbart and, The Blaze and InfoWars, who are just spreading really toxic stuff out online and on TV and things of that nature. So that's ultimately what I'm doing.
This administration is trampling on the free press by calling New York Times, Washington Post, CNN fake news, and leading people to believe that anything that comes out of this administration is the real news.
Aren't right-wing websites also a part of the free press?
Absolutely, but when you have right-wing websites that are not printing truth, that are printing made-up stories, that are printing fake news, when you have an administration that is relying on websites like Breitbart, InfoWars, which is not factual, I think we're in real trouble. I think you have to rely on facts. I think there's a free press, but you have to report facts. Facts are important. Facts matter.
So you're fighting against fake news and fighting for a free press?
Well, I believe that people should be fact-checked. If you're going to print a story in a newspaper or on a website, you should be fact-checked. You shouldn't just be allowed to spew whatever you want on whatever website you want and then pass it off as real news, because real news gets fact-checked by editors. And a lot of these websites coming out that are really for alt-right wing, they do not get fact-checked. In fact, I look at the bottom of the news and it says on those websites, we do not fact-check. We are not responsible for fact-checking. So that is offensive to me.
Where does it say that? On which website?
Well, I forget the exact website right now, but it was going on mostly during the campaign.
How do you feel when President Obama kind of castigated Fox News and slammed Fox News all the time?
I don't feel like he did that, but I still felt that the Fox News deserved the same respect as CNN or the New York Times. We have reporters that go out there, literally put their lives on the lines, and some of them die. People die reporting this news, and it's serious stuff. It's not a joke, and they deserve respect, just like the police officers on the street here do.
I actually wasn't aware of that, and that's probably, I'll admit that might be through the prism, like my own political prism that I look through. That might not have been on my radar. And ultimately, if there's any silver lining to the 2016 election, I would like to think that it's sort of helped, not put a spotlight just on, the right side of the spectrum, but the left side as well. So for me, I wasn't personally aware of that. So I'm willing to admit that much.
I don't remember him constantly attacking Fox News.
I think with Fox News, it's hard to call them real journalism. I think they're so slanted and biased. It's very obvious. And what President Obama was trying to delineate was that Fox News presents things in a manner that's false equivalency. When you talk about something like climate change, and you put a person who doesn't believe in it against a person who is in support of it, when 99.9% of scientists support it, that's false equivalency. And that's what Fox News does, and it's ridiculous.
Every news station has its own point of view, evidently, in the opinion of the right wing. And the legitimate news that's vetted, sourced, documented, and printed or broadcast is legitimate. Places like Breitbart, the alternate right, who just get out there and say alien babies are in the White House basement, is absolute nonsense. Well, if we have to choose between truth and falsity, I'll choose truth every time.
I think you'll see a sign up there about Fox News, which has become the White House press outlet. I think it's highly partisan.
So was CNN Obama's press outlet? Or MSNBC?
No, I consider them much more objective.
What do you think about this protest? I see you guys having a lively debate over here.
No, I just see some signs saying that that there's no freedom of press. There is freedom of press. Not one news outlet has been shut down in the U.S. And they're trying to argue that, okay, the president is saying this or that about a news outlet, right? It may be unpresidential, and you may disagree with it, but the president's having an opinion does not mean that he's against freedom of press. Because where I'm from, actual news outlets have been shut down. Newspapers have been shut down. I asked them to give me one example where that has happened in the U.S., and they say, it will happen, it will happen. They're not arguing what has happened or what is happening. They have some hypothetical situation in their head. You know, it's like straw man argument.